was one of the most fascinating things about COVID when I was talking to Dr. Peter Lopez, who's an overweight guy who eats junk food, and he's telling me everybody's got to get vaccinated. I'm like, are you healthy? Like, are you healthy? Because he don't see. Do you work out? Like, do you eat well? Do you take vitamins? No, 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 none of those things. But you think that like chemicals, that the only way that you're going to get healthy is from a laboratory and an injection. That doesn't seem real. That seems crazy.
The whole notion is to bolster your immune system in response to this specific item, right? But so if your immune system's strong,
Right.
you really have nothing to fear.
Well,
if
that's
your
why
immune system's weak, you have also a lot to fear by taking a vaccine that can, with this recent one, it actually hurts the immune system. It harms the immune system.
especially with
at least
repeated
old people
doses.
should get back.
Other wacko that doesn't like vaccines.
Yeah, I mean,
I do a lot of my own research too, so I'm very skeptical about some things. But I don't tell people not to take them. It's just that if you're gonna tell me to take something, I want to know what's in it. I'm not gonna just believe you. You know, it has to make sense.
Well-educated consumer.
Yeah, you know, like,
and that's something that people need to.
I don't know. I hate to say this. The pharma industry is highly profitable and
like understand.
it's very untrusting. I come from the fashion industry background, and the fashion industry will charge you whatever you're wearing 700% over the cost of producing it.
Really?
Yes, and so it's like once you find out these truths, you know, I think it's easy to name call and tease people. I'm conservative, so I got teased for the last 15 years of my life, but no one ever wants to talk about the facts with me. I'm like, look, I'm not gonna name call you. I love my family, I love my friends. I said, if that's the route you want to go, if you want to abandon ship, fine, but if you want to talk about the facts, then we could talk about it. If not, then you're lost, you know. So the thing about the whole COVID thing was, like, even when Trump was in office, Fauci was the one calling the shot. Somehow, some way, everyone around Trump was telling him, like, hey, we got to listen to Fauci. When Biden got in office, hey, we still got to listen to Fauci. And I'm like, wait, hold on. I watched credible doctors, and then I watched credible doctors get silenced as soon as they started giving their perspective on different ways to take care of yourself with the COVID, because it's like a flu strain. But they silenced them. So to me, if you want to silence me, that means that I might be saying something that you just don't like. Doesn't mean it's not true.
It's gonna cut into your profits.
And that pissed me off and started making me look into what was going on. So I think that's kind of like the aspect of Joe Rogan, because Joe Rogan was a lifelong Democrat and liberal, and that was more of a recent thing that happened to him, which kind of made me want to see what he was
What made
saying.
him change? To Republican.
I don't think he's Republican. He doesn't side with.
What's he? Neutral.
He was more left leaning before Trump came into office, and then once the whole Fauci thing was happening, then he started realizing, like, they're not telling us the whole truth. I think that's what happened.
Yeah.
Because even with that vaccine, my whole family, I never got it. That vaccine, came out, and
I still get it.
well, once again, they wouldn't disclose what's in it, and then once I did my own personal research on how long vaccines should take for them to come up with a legitimate formula, nothing made sense to me. I was like, this is bizarre. And so I was like, I'm not taking it. I stayed home.
Fauci almost got arrested.
Well, once again, so a lot of people will talk about RFK Jr. and they'll talk about how he's a drug addict and did this and this and that. But the man came out with a book, and it was probably the only piece of information that didn't get knocked off the sales shelf or whatever. I mean, they sell it on Amazon.
Yeah.
And Amazon was a really big profiteer of COVID. So the fact that they didn't take it down or no one attacked RFK Jr. for making this book, well, RFK Jr. cites over 200 different doctors and scientists that were pretty much silenced during the whole COVID thing. And once again, it's just nothing seems right. I'm reading the book now. Nothing seems right. And I don't really care if Fauci goes to jail or not. He's 80 something. Like, whatever.
Well, you just got a pardon from Bush, not Bush,
Biden. Which in my opinion,
he's guilty.
And so my thing is this: even if he's not, I as a citizen, what can I learn from this? You know what I mean? That's kind of like where I'm at mentally. Is like, okay, what can I personally learn? Because I want to have kids one day, and the last thing I want to do is
don't have kids. Don't make that mistake.
Oh, I don't consider it a mistake. I think.
Kidding you.
Oh, well, my dad used to say stuff like that, and I'm like, no wonder why my mom looks at you like an idiot. I'm like, how would we be here if Yeah. But
I'm pretty sure I was a mistake. But
I'm pretty sure most of us were mistakes. And I'm a twin, so I'm like, but no one's playing it for that crap.
You were a double-header mistake.
Man, listen, I almost died. My sister was sitting on the umbilical cord.
Ooh.
So she was getting all the food, and I came out super premature. So I was in the incubator for like a week or two.
She didn't like you from the get-go.
And it continued, It continued.
It's lifelong. You're a twin. She can't help herself.
It didn't change until I hit puberty. I'm telling you. She was abusive until then.
They're wicked. Females are the hunters of the animal kingdom.
Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. So yeah, I just question everything. What
they do is they do it for the vast majority of the people and for the most profit, like you said.
Yeah, and I think sometimes real science gets lost in the mix sometimes, and like the whole ivermectin thing. Why is it coming out? 6 years later that it's actually a good drug to use, but meanwhile they demonize people, saying, why are you trying to use horse pills or take horse medication? And it's like, if you're an uninformed American and you're busy living your life, you believe what you hear, and if you don't do the research, it's like, oh, wait a minute, people usually use ivermectin. Why is it being suppressed? Because it wasn't profitable.
Yeah, you're the exception, really.
Yeah,
most people don't do research.
Yeah,
they try to have advertising.
Right.
That's made to convince you.
Right.
You'll live.
Well, that's how I feel about the military. I feel like it's a gimmick sometimes. It's like you want these young men and women to go into the military there has to be some profiteering reason they're out here soliciting it the way that you're soliciting it.
It's because they don't get enough volunteers.
So I thought that, but then I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a catch-22 in that whole world too. Like that's what I thought for a very long time, and I'm gonna say yes to some extent.
I think it's still true.
Yeah. But then the other thing is like, so in Taiwan, my mentor, he's from Taiwan. I think Taiwan, Israel, maybe, I don't know if you know of any other countries that do this, but you're mandated to serve your country.
Yeah, Israel, right?
Yeah, so in my mind, I'm like, okay, I'm not saying that that's what we should do.
But we did that. We had the draft for a while. So I was in the draft, but I decided to have a kid so that they would let me out.
Oh, look at you.
Yeah, but it came back. It was worse than having your twin for the rest of your life.
That's funny.
God, I had to raise them and pay for them, and their 18th birthday, I gave them luggage.
Oh gosh.
And tickets.
That's so
to the West Coast.
Yeah. That's funny.
Good luck, kid.
That's funny. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of, I look at, I don't know. I look at it from
very healthy what you do.
Yeah.
Most people are just too lazy.
So I was telling my girl, it's actually a lot of work. It actually is a lot of work.
Absolutely.
And I wanted to know the history of the flag, and I was telling my girl, I was like, damn, she's Canadian. I was telling her, I was like, I don't even trust, going on Google and stuff like this. So
don't go too far. you could go too far. You know, we'll have to put a warning on your car before the go-go people get in.
That's all. That's hilarious. Yeah, but you know, I mean, so I'm conservative, but I don't believe everything I'm told, and I don't subscribe to what a party's saying and doing. If it doesn't make sense to me, I don't care whose side is on. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, no, I don't know about that.
All that matters is what you think is the best for you and your family.
Right.
And most people are they're too lazy. They just say, what my doctor said to take.
Right. Well, so my girl took the vaccine. I think she took 2 of them. And so when we talk about it, you know, I don't call her silly or dumb. I don't say anything, you know, because we all have a different perspective, like kind of like what you said. And if that's what she believed was right, I understand. You know, the only thing I told her is I hope that, because it's coming out that whatever's in the vaccine is actually affecting the DNA strand. I said, if that's true, then I told her you should take some type of preventative maintenance so that your DNA doesn't get, mutated.
I don't know if they can do that.
No.
That would be too expensive.
What you mean, to
give you some kind of inhibitor so it doesn't affect your DNA.
Oh, so that it doesn't?
Yes.
Oh.
Isn't that what you were saying?
Well, they have like different, now we're getting scientific, and I'm not proficient in this language, but basically there's things that counteract the mutations that can occur from taking the vaccines.
Really?
And it has to do with more, it doesn't have to do with your generation. It has to do with the younger generation, because they say that it's a mutation that can be passed on to your offspring.
It's another reason not to have kids.
Well, I mean, that's.
I'm sarcastic. Don't take.
I mean, that's no, but you know what's funny about you saying that? That's kind of like what they're saying, that if you do have kids and you don't try to correct what's happening to your DNA, that now your kid is going to be susceptible to any type of military biohazard that might come out later down the line. It won't be the person like me that'll get affected. It'll be the person that's DNA's been manipulated. I don't know how true this stuff is.
You should watch more TV.
More TV?
More TV, less books.
Less. I mean, I love sci-fi stuff, so
you're too curious.
Man, I love sci-fi, so the movie I, Robot, it's looking like real life now. Yeah. Elon Musk did quite a job making that movie come to life, man. I always said, I was like, you gotta be wary of a man that says be cautious of the robot, but then still builds the robot. I always thought that was interesting. I was like, man, this dude's, he's scared of it, but guess what he's not doing? He's not stopping.
They can't. That's their livelihood.
But that's scientist for you, right? I mean, the mad scientist.
Yeah.
I mean, he's not a scientist, but he's got the mind of...
Our generation really is kind of immune to a lot of stuff because we did so many drugs when we were younger. LSD, pot, heroin, cocaine. We set our body up that